Hi guys, it's Addison, and today I have my friend Cameron with me. We're going to be talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees for 2021, and we're going to be talking about who we think should be inducted and why. Okay, so in order for an artist to be eligible to be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they have to release their first commercial recording 25 years prior. Then they can be nominated, and from those nominations, the people, such as ourselves, vote on who's going to actually be inducted. So all 16 of these nominees will not be inducted this year. For example, 7 out of these 16 artists have not been on the ballot before, which means the other 9... Yeah, 9. The other 9 have been, so that just means people didn't vote them in. If elected into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Carole King and Tina Turner will become the first and second female artists to be inducted twice. So Carole King has been inducted for her songwriting, and I'm not totally sure about Tina Turner, though. Stevie Nicks was the first woman to be inducted twice in 2019. So this could be really cool for Carole King and Tina Turner if they do get inducted. David Grohl will have been inducted twice. Cameron likes David Grohl. With Nirvana, right?
Yeah, he needs to get inducted for Foo Fighters, though.
Yes. That's just Cameron's personal opinion, though. One thing Cameron and I both agree on is that Jay-Z should not be nominated into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he is not a rock and roll artist. And he's not, he doesn't do rock. And there's also a Rap Hall of Fame. So why is he being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall? We don't know, but we don't think he should be. The first artist we're going to talk about is Carole King. She's already been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but only as a songwriter. And if you know anything about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know people can be inducted more than once. The Beatles have all been inducted separately, but also as the band The Beatles. So I think Carole King should be inducted because she's, been a groundbreaker in the music industry for women. She held the Billboard top spot for her album Tapestry, which at the time was a record for the longest time an album released by a woman had been at #1. And she's also had 118 pop hits that she's written or co-written on the Billboard Top 100 chart. So I think she deserves credit where it's due, and I think Carole King should be inducted this year. Another one of the nominees that should really be inducted this year is the New York Dolls. Way back in the good old days, the Velvet Underground and the Stooges and the New York Dolls were the 3 founders of punk rock. And the Velvet Underground and the Stooges are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so why not the New York Dolls, you know? They kind of invented a genre, so it'd be kind of cool if they got in.
Iron Maiden should also be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Similar to the Dolls, they also helped create their own genre of music, being the new wave of British heavy metal in 1980. This band has influenced many of the heavy metal artists that are inducted already into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we speak, and they've been around for more than 50 years, so I'd say they definitely deserve a spot in the Rock Hall.
The next inductee I'm going to talk about is Tina Turner, who a lot of people are rallying and saying should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's previously been inducted with her husband Ike Turner for their musical accomplishments together, but he was actually really abusive, and she had a whole solo career of her own that gained a lot of success. She had 13 top 40 hits, 10 of which were top 10 hits, and 1 #1 single, which you probably know, the one, "What's Love Got to Do?" That one. Anyway, I'm a bad singer. Which What's Love Got to Do with It, she also won a Record of the Year Grammy for. So, she's also one of the best live performers ever. Or that's the opinion of it. I mean, you can't really prove who's the best live performer.
Making a lot of assumptions here.
Yeah, and also, less than 10% of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees are women. And there are a good number of women on this year's inductee list, like Kate Bush, Mary J. Blige, the Go-Go's, which is an all-girl band, Carole King, Chaka Khan. So, yeah, if any of those wonderful ladies are inducted, that could actually, Add more women to a male-dominated Hall of Fame. The next artist we're going to be talking about, the Foo Fighter, is the Foo Fighter.
The Foo Fighter?
The Foo Fighter. The singular Foo Fighter.
Dave Grohl has to take on all the Foos by himself now?
Yeah, didn't he do that on the first album?
No, he had a studio drummer.
Oh, it was
kind of like
David Grohl and one singular Foo.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about the band Foo Fighters, plural, because there's several of them. And this is one of Cameron's favorite bands at the moment, so I'm going to let him kind of take it from here. So why do you think they should be in the Rock Hall?
I believe the Foo Fighters should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they've managed to keep hard rock alive from 1994 all the way up to 2021.
Nice. So, David Grohl, like I said earlier, was already inducted in the Rock Hall with Nirvana. So, is Foo Fighters like Nirvana at all, or?
Not necessarily. Nirvana was a core grunge band in the Seattle grunge movement versus Foo Fighters, which is a hard rock band that kind of made their debut rising out of the ashes of Nirvana like a phoenix.
Nice. That's pretty neat, actually. I'd like to see that. So do you prefer Nirvana or Foo Fighters?
Easily the Foo Fighters.
Why?
The Foo Fighters they're just more my style. I don't know. I feel like there are better grunge acts to listen to than Nirvana, and Foo Fighters, I feel like the songwriting is much more solid, and I just enjoy listening to the Foo Fighters more.
Nice. So we think Foo Fighters, Rock Hall 2021. # vote for them. So thank you guys for tuning into our vlog today, or my vlog, guest starring Cameron. He's like the little rap feature in a pop single, you know, he's just kind of there, and you know, he does a little bit, but I'm the main act. This is Ariana Grande featuring Iggy Azalea. Anyways, thank you guys for watching.
A really dated reference. Bad.
It was. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and thanks for watching. Thumbs up, Cameron.
You want me to act casual, but I don't know how. The only way I know how to do this is... The next inductees we are going to talk about are the Foo Fighters.
Okay, first of all, what is Foo and why are they fighting it?
We're not doing that. No. That was a bad... I'm not gonna do it. Keep laughing.
No, am I still recording?
Yeah, you're...